This is the straight razor that I made from a bearing a few videos ago. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link here. I annealed, or at least normalized this, but it's just still too hard to drill with the drills I have. This is a good drill bit, but I'm getting nowhere fast. I might have to run out and get a better cobalt bit. In the meantime, I decide to clean the scale off a bit more and then try to draw a patina on it by dunking it in the oxalic acid bath. I need to give a big shout out to the usual suspects for their recent very generous donations. They are Stephen Watkins and Ron Thacker. Boys, may you be in heaven a half an hour before the devil knows you're dead. But seriously, thanks very much. I like that antique look. Unfortunately, I didn't go out and buy a drill, so I'm going to hot punch that hole, so that's that. So I originally wanted to make some sort of wood handle, maybe wood scales, and use this copper as a pin. But I decided to go with this little piece of pipe that I have sitting there on the anvil face. A couple of reasons is the tang should be longer and that hole should be farther back. So I'll use this piece of pipe and make it static. I make the transition between blade and tang a little more pleasing. I believe those sideways taps were the fatal blows. I should have at least normalized the blade before trying to tap that pipe handle on. Oh well, live and learn. The good thing about iron and steel is it's never truly over. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. About a 5-minute bicycle ride from me is this welder. He's kind of a gruff fellow, that guy with the gray hair, and I don't like to use him, but in a pinch, he's close. So the young fellow there welded this for me, and he did a good job. I told him don't make the welds too thick, and when they were still hot, he hammered them flat. Nice job. I know there'll be some people who say, you're not a real metal worker, you don't weld. How come you don't weld yourself? Get a small welder. Well, I can weld, and I do own a welder, and it's in the US. But being the balcony blacksmith here, I don't want to push the envelope and have weldment splatter flying over the 5th floor edge. Plus, I don't mind to pay folks to do some jobs. Just makes for a good economy. I like the size, the feel, and the look of this. So before I try to harden this again, I'm first going to normalize it. Let it get some heat and let that soak for a bit, and then let it cool for a few hours. My own feeling is that it doesn't need to be completely annealed before hardening. I use this old slow on the go water technique, and I'll leave a lot of residual heat on the spine. So I was thinking to use my belt sander thusly, but when I turn it around, that won't work. I'm still learning this tool. So this 80 grit belt is kind of worn, but I really don't need to remove too much material. So I switched to this new 400 grit belt. I don't think it's just the grit. This belt is just way higher quality. Another thing I notice is that this abrasive belt is just running way cooler. I can hold my fingers like this and don't feel any heat buildup. Alright, I'll try to get a nice patina on this again. So I'm just going to run through these grits and maybe finish on 5,000, not 7,000. I noticed the belly of the edge is very sharp, but the two ends are less so. It's probably my technique, but I'll take that for now. These homemade leather flap wheels with some green rouge are very good for honing. You want to turn your grinder around and make the wheel rotate away from you. Hold the workpiece high on the flap wheels and gently work it back and forth. I previously stunk at sharpening and honing, but this technique, among others, has really helped me to improve that. I've got hair to spare. Arm hair, that is. I decide to do this Rambo style or dry, and it works, but I need to get the sweet spot or the belly of this razor in the right location, and not being able to see doesn't help. This won't win any awards, but this is definitely the sharpest thing I've ever made. So I'm very happy that I was able to salvage this. A little more sharpening and this should be perfect. I'll catch you guys next time.